Now, through to the last of the enabling targets, 7B. By 2030, expand infrastructure and upgrade technology for supplying modern and sustainable energy services for all in developing countries, in particular least developing countries, small island developing states, and landlocked countries, in accordance with their respective programs of support. The indicator for this is installed renewable energy generation capacity in developed countries in watts per capita. And as with the others, there's an interesting graphic there showing you the trends for the various types of renewable hydropower, wind, solar, bioenergy, geothermal, and marine energy from the period 2000 to 2020. SDG indicator 7B1 tracks the installation of renewable energy generating capacity in developing countries. In 2021, there was a record-breaking installation of 268 watts per capita of renewable capacity, representing a year-on-year growth of 9.8 or almost 10%. However, even with this positive and accelerating growth, developing countries are not on track to meet SDG 7 by 2030. Moreover, the positive global and regional trends hide the fact that the countries that are most in need of support are being left behind. Even among developing countries, there are still only 4 developing countries with more than 1,000 watts per capita, and they are the same as last year. While the growth rate in renewable capacity per capita was high for the developing world, growth was significantly lower for small island developing states and least developed states and countries and landlocked developing countries. This trend is concerning as it underscores the urgent need for greater support and investment to ensure that developing countries can meet their renewable energy and development goals and contribute to global efforts to combat climate change. Renewable capacity additions have been growing at a steady pace over the past 2 decades and have consistently outpaced population growth. In the first decade of the 21st century, the compound annual growth rate of renewable capacity per capita was 4.6%. This figure was surpassed by 8.6% during 2010 to 2015, and more recently, it increased to 9.6% in the 2015 to 2020 period. In 2021, the growth rate continued to accelerate, reaching 9.8%. Meanwhile, the addition of non-renewable capacity decreased 2% between 2020 and 2021. Over the past decade, the growth in renewable energy generation capacity varied across regions. The Eastern and Southern Asia region witnessed an impressive growth in capacity, increasing from 135 to 525 watts per capita from 2010 to 2021, primarily due to additions of wind and solar power. Lao PDR, China, and the Republic of Korea showed the most growth in the region. In Latin America and the Caribbean, capacity increased by 57% from 285 to 446 watts per capita, with the chief component being wind at 35%, solar at 28%, hydro at 27%. Uruguay, Chile, and Panama showed the most growth in renewables fueled capacity in the region. In Western Asia and North Africa and Central and South America per capita, capacity doubled during 2010 to 2021, with a compound annual growth rate of 7.4 and 7.5% respectively. Bhutan, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates led this region. However, countries in Oceania and Sub-Saharan Africa are lagging. So as I said, you can see some interesting statistics there shown on the graphic at the end of that. So that brings us to the end of the review of the extended report for SDG 7. A lot of interesting stats there, showing some interesting trends and where we're struggling. We are overall, I think, improving, but there's an awful lot of work to be done. And as you can see, we need to increase the pace at which we're improving. So I look forward to seeing you in the next block. Thank you.